Welcome to Fluent Minds. Today, we are not just summarizing a book. We are performing a deep-seated intervention on your life, your career, and your mindset. Look around you. We live in a world that has institutionalized exhaustion. We are told that our value as human beings is directly tied to our output. If we aren't constantly grinding, constantly hustling, and constantly stressed, we feel guilty. This is the silent epidemic of our generation, the belief that success must be painful. We see it in the eyes of the tired engineer, the overwhelmed student, and the burnt-out professional. But what if this entire philosophy is not only wrong, but scientifically destructive? Today, we are embarking on an exhaustive, multi-hour journey through the definitive work of Ali Abdaal, Feel-Good Productivity. Ali isn't just another productivity guru appearing on your feed. He is a medical doctor who graduated from Cambridge University. He has seen the human body at its absolute limits in the emergency room, and he has spent years researching the intersection of biology, psychology, and achievement. He realized a startling truth. The discipline-first model is a recipe for biological failure. In this ultra-deep dive masterclass, we will deconstruct the three massive pillars of Ali's system: energize, unblock, and sustain. We are going to explore the neurochemistry of joy, the physics of mental inertia, and the architecture of a long, meaningful career. This is specifically designed for the high achievers, the engineers who solve complex problems, the students striving for excellence, and the lifelong learners who watch Fluent Minds. If you want to reach your hidden potential without losing your mental health, stay with us. This is more than a summary. It is a blueprint for a new way of existing. Make sure you have a notebook ready, subscribe to the channel, and let's begin this transformation. Section 1.1, the Broaden and Build Theory. Ali starts his masterpiece with a fundamental biological question. Why do we feel energized by some tasks and completely drained by others? To answer this, he introduces us to a cornerstone of positive psychology, the Broaden and Build Theory, pioneered by psychologist Barbara Fredrickson. For decades, traditional psychology focused almost exclusively on negative emotions: fear, anger, and anxiety. We knew that fear creates a fight or flight response, which narrows our focus to a single point of survival. This was vital for our ancestors running away from predators on the savannah. But it is catastrophic for a modern professional. When you are stressed, your brain's peripheral vision, both physical and mental, literally shuts down. You lose the ability to see creative solutions. However, Dr. Fredrickson discovered that positive emotions do the exact opposite. They broaden our awareness. When you feel good, your brain sees more connections between disparate ideas. You become more creative, more resilient, and more likely to enter the state of flow. This is the core engine of feel-good productivity. Happiness is not a side effect of success. It is the biological prerequisite for it. Section 1.2, the Adventure Framework, the Power of Play. Ali argues that to unlock this energy, we must stop treating our work as a burden and start treating it as a playground. He introduces what he calls the Adventure Framework. Think about the most boring, repetitive task you have to do this week. Perhaps it's filing a technical report or memorizing irregular English verbs. Now, imagine you are a character in a high-stakes adventure movie. How would that character approach the task? Ali suggests we identify our play personality. The collector. Are you someone who finds joy in gathering resources, data, and knowledge? The competitor. Do you thrive on beating your previous high score or finishing a task faster than yesterday? The artist. Do you find joy in the aesthetics, the formatting, and the craft of your work? By shifting your internal dialogue from "I have to do this" to "How would this look if it were fun?" you bypass the amygdala, the part of the brain that triggers the fear response, and you engage the prefrontal cortex. This is where high-level engineering logic and linguistic mastery happen. At Fluent Minds, we encourage you to treat every English lesson not as a chore, but as a quest to gain a new linguistic superpower. Section 2.1, Procrastination as Emotional Regulation. Why is it that we often know exactly what we need to do, yet we find ourselves scrolling through social media instead? Ali Abdaal provides a profound answer. Procrastination is not a time management problem. It is an emotional regulation problem. We don't avoid the task, we avoid the negative feelings associated with the task. The three internal blocks, the fog of uncertainty. The human brain is hardwired to hate ambiguity. If your goal is improve my career, your brain sees a thick fog. It doesn't know the first step, so it chooses to do nothing. Ali's solution is the commander's intent. Borrowed from military strategy, this requires you to define your end state so clearly that there is no room for doubt. Instead of saying, "I will study today," you must say, "I will write 100 words about industrial automation in English." Clarity is the ultimate antidote to anxiety, the wall of fear. We often fear the cringe of being a beginner. Ali introduces the spotlight effect. We falsely believe that everyone is watching our mistakes, but in reality, everyone is too busy worrying about their own flaws. He also teaches the 10-10-10 rule. Ask yourself, will this mistake matter in 10 minutes, 10 months, 10 years? Most of our fears evaporate when viewed through the lens of time, the friction of inertia. This is where we discuss the Zeigarnik effect. Our brains naturally feel tension when a task is unfinished. The hardest part of any journey is the activation energy required to start. Ali's solution is the famous 5-minute rule. Commit to only 5 minutes of work. Once you break the initial friction, the Zeigarnik effect kicks in, and your brain will actually want to finish what it started. Section 3.1, the 3 types of burnout. Productivity is not about how fast you can run. It's about how long you can stay in the race. Ali identifies 3 distinct types of burnout that high achievers face. Overexertion. Burnout. This comes from simply doing too much. The fix is the hell yeah or no principle. If an opportunity doesn't make you say hell yeah, it should be a no. Depletion. Burnout. This happens when you work without recharging. But Ali warns, scrolling on your phone is not rest. He advocates for active recovery, engaging in low-stakes hobbies like walking, gardening, or painting that recharge your mental batteries without requiring output. Misalignment burnout. This is the most dangerous form. It's when you are working incredibly hard on something that doesn't align with your core values. Ali introduces the Odyssey Plan, a tool to help you visualize different versions of your future and ensure your daily actions match your internal compass. As we conclude this massive breakdown of Ali Abdaal's feel-good productivity, we must remember the most important lesson of all. You are not a machine. You are a human being. Your value is not defined solely by your to-do list or your bank account. The ultimate goal of this book, and the mission of Fluent Minds, is to help you build a life that you don't need a vacation from. Success is a journey of joy, not a destination of stress. Thank you for staying with us through this deep dive. If you've made it this far, you are truly committed to your growth. Please like, subscribe, and share this with someone who is currently struggling with burnout. Let them know it's okay to feel good. I am Fluent Minds. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep staying fluent. I will see you in the next masterclass.